What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining episode 5 of the Front Kick
Five. It's been
Podcast.
five
Number
already.
5. This time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Damn right. Nice having you back, Luke, after your break.
Yeah. Stuff happened. I went and hung out with the family for Labor Day weekend, but it was good to see the brother on there. Looked like he was very passionate, very grateful for being
Oh
on there.
yeah, he was absolutely amazing. It was great having him on, and honestly, I want to have him on again.
Oh yeah,
He was that
absolutely.
he
I'd
was
like to
that
have him
damn
on.
good.
Like to have him on for a segment. That guy right there knows exactly what the podcast needs and what he brings a lot to the table. So,
Yep.
well, with that being said, let's get right in, shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, today we're gonna do a quick recap of UFC Paris. With that main event, what the heavyweight division has in store, and then we're also going to talk about um, a little bit of a UFC 279 preview. And we're also going to tune in and see our front kick fantasy picks, like our fights that we want to have, and also our what we think our predictions for the fight this weekend. Upcoming 279, the Boers, and the one, the only Nathan Diaz. How exciting does that make you feel?
At first, I wasn't very excited about this card. Period. I really thought it was pretty weak. But then they started bringing in more fights and better fighters. They start bringing in obviously, as we know, Tony Ferguson and Johnny Walker and Kevin Holland. So I really think that boosts the card up a little bit. Am I excited for this one as I'm gonna be for 280? Absolutely not. But I will be looking forward to it, and I will be watching it either way. So
Absolutely. No, it's definitely exciting. So the preview for 279, I mean, you got a lot. Like you said, I wasn't very excited at first. I mean, it was really top heavy. It was almost reminded me of a boxing card. They
yeah,
try and sell all of these boxing pay-per-view, excuse me, all these boxing pay-per-views, and they are really top heavy. They have two just absolute killers at the top, and then they have basically an undercard after that. There's not really a main card to a boxing card, and that's what it was kind of looking like. And we were 3 weeks out, and I was mentioning on the podcast, I was like, Dana White said that he's adding these fights. Where are they at? Nobody knew where they were at, and it got a little stressful as a UFC fan. Like, am I going to order this pay-per-view? Am I going to buy this pay-per-view just to watch? Potentially is what I'm going to think. Just Nate Diaz's last fight in the UFC be ending in a dominant win for Kamzat. But who knows? I mean, MMA math is crazy, and you can
he's done it
never.
before.
I mean, you saw the one, the only Drake. He put Champagne Poppy put $500,000 on Nate Diaz to win.
I
Uh,
did not see that,
Five
but
hundred thousand payout, I believe, was $5 million or 500,000. I can't remember the total, but still, that's a lot of money to be putting on somebody. So he must have somebody has faith in him.
um, I'm hoping that the Drake curse does not affect him.
Yeah.
It does not affect Nate's performance, but we'll see because Drake's curse did get broken by Izzy against Jared.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see.
Let's not talk too much about the 279 because we do have our picks coming up at the
Hmm.
end of this podcast, and I'm sure everybody's going to be excited about that. And I'd hate to get too biased before that time comes. So, do you want to roll us into the next segment for us today, Mr. Nate?
Yeah, let's talk about what happened last weekend, man, or a few days ago. Let's talk about UFC Paris. Okay. Um, Garrett and I predicted both matches, co-main and main event. We predicted both of them. Garrett got a little more. Well, I don't know who got a little bit closer. We both said that it was going to end in a knockout, but Garrett said that he said that there might be a few scares with him, but that Gon was going to win, and that's exactly what happened. You had You had that, and then you had Robert Whitaker's just landslide victory, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It
that was crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Unfortunately,
really happy. I was
like
really
I
happy
was
about that.
like I was saying, I was watching the herd during those fights, so
Yeah.
I was watching the Marshall game, but I did get to tune into a little bit of that Tuivasa and Gone fight as well as the Whitaker and Vettori fight. I just caught the third round of the Whitaker and Vettori fight, and it looked one sided completely. It looked like Vettori didn't have anything to show for Robert Whitaker, and it kind of I know you're not gonna like this, but it really shows just how good Israel Adesanya is.
Oh, I don't care. I don't have anything against him. I just his fans are annoying. That goes out to you, Javon. I'm calling you out right here.
No, no, you
Yeah,
respect
I don't dislike Izzy though. I don't dislike him.
yeah, and respect to Tai Tuivasa, man. I mean,
Yes.
I I honestly saw I saw that knockdown and I was like, he it looked like he went stiff for a second. I was like, he just got folded,
Yeah.
and he followed up with it with some ground and pound, and I was like, for Cyril Gahn to get up and keep fighting after that, that's a lot of people. That's a lot. That's one thing that a lot of people in the UFC heavyweight division cannot do. You
Right.
saw you saw Ty knock out Greg Hardy, I think it was his name, and then
Yes.
Derek Lewis. I mean, and those knockouts were almost like instant. For Cyril Gahn to not only get up but fight another half of a fight and
Uh,
and then cruise to a
no, yeah.
knockout. That I mean, and the look at those body kicks were insane.
Yeah, Gon's an animal, man. I mean, we saw him fight one of his best fights against Ngannou. In my opinion, right now, that's the only heavyweight that I think could even come close to Ngannou, and we've
Mm-hmm.
already seen that match. So I'm really hoping something else happens. I hope Gon just, I don't know, does a different specific training regimen to fight Ngannou next. And I know he's got that 6 month he's got a break in his hand, so he's going to be out for 6 months. But then again, I mean, how long has been Ngannou been out for?
Mm-hmm.
How long's he been out for? I mean, it's coming up to I think a year almost. Um, so he's got time, is what I'm saying, and I think Gone will be different. I think the result will be a little bit different. I don't know if the exact result is going to change, as in winner and losing, but I think it'll be much more close. I think that
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have a lot more better grappling from Gone next time. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's going to realize that, and also at the same time keep up with the striking like he did in that first match with
Absolutely.
Ngannou. So I'm hoping he can mix them two up together.
Yeah, and like the big question was before they released this statement about Cyril Gahn out for 6 months. I was thinking that wouldn't it be nice if Cyril Gahn could roll it with Curtis Blades, because Curtis
Yeah.
Blades is up and coming. We saw him fight in Columbus
Mm-hmm.
against Chris Dawkins, and he was really exciting. But you got to give him somebody. I wouldn't like to see Tuivasa and Curtis Blades. I don't think that that fight is something I'd want to see, just because I feel like Curtis Blades would really just rely on his wrestling, which
Mm-hmm.
mixed martial arts. I mean, why wouldn't he? But that's just not something that I want to see, and I can probably speak on behalf of most of the mixed martial arts fans in the world whenever I say that.
Yeah. You know, I'm not disagreeing with you. Although that I would like to see Curtis Blades go up against somebody in the top three or top three and then, champion. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure Curtis Blades is ranked third now.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think he's ranked third. They actually knocked Ty down, which I don't necessarily agree with because, I mean,
Well, I don't think his stock is going to go down. I think
no.
that he obviously you got to give that third position to Curtis Blades. That makes sense because you have Curtis Blades, somebody that's on such a hot streak. Yeah, he got beat by Derek Lewis, but some people call that a freak thing that happened. I can get behind it because he was cruising a decision, maybe even getting Derek out in the late rounds. But Derek just caught him with that uppercut, and I mean, what you can't really do anything about that. But let's talk about what's next for Marvin Vettori. What would you like to see from Marvin Vettori after this somewhat, some people might say, embarrassing loss over Robert Whitaker?
Um, I don't know. I'd say honestly for Marvin, I probably just recommend him just staying wherever the hell he's at. Honestly, I mean, like he's gonna go down in the rankings, but build yourself back up because on both ends of um of his weight class, it's not going to get any better for him. I don't think he could be able to compete in light heavyweight. And if that's what you're talking about, weight changes.
Or even staying. I
Well,
mean,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that he should stay because I don't think it's going to get any better if he moves down to welterweight. If he even could, I don't know. He's a pretty big dude. Or even gain up weight for light heavyweight. I don't think those are good moves either way. I think he needs to stay where he's at. Just work his way back up. You know, fighters
maybe
will
get
get
maybe get
always
maybe get a bout with Derek Brunson. Maybe
maybe.
maybe get that which I think that Brunson was scheduled to fight someone. I can't remember who it was, or at least in the talks about. So who knows about that? But yeah, I mean, I think it's getting exciting, especially in that heavyweight division. Um, and especially with John Jones. I mean, who knows when he's coming back?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
But that opens up a possible interim title fight if Ngannou's not ready yet. You obviously saw Gann's out 6 months. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
scheduled Jones and Stipe maybe in December, January range,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ngannou can be back and healthy. He'll get the winner of that, and Gane can get the loser of it. Who knows? But this is always a revolving door. I mean, it's not going to just stop because the guys at the top are hurt. The show must go on, like we say like a lot on this podcast. But I mean, you can't just stop the division because the top of the division's out for a significant
Right.
period. But well, do you wanna go ahead and do our front kick fantasy fights that you want to see?
All right. So instead of being like Dana White and putting these older legends up against these new up and coming wolves, like I want to say, I say you send not necessarily send them out, but I think you should put them together because they were two both at one point legends. I want to see Jose Aldo and Dominic Cruz. I wanted them to go at it. I feel like that would be a good fight. That would be good as like a second fight on the main card, second or third.
Mm-hmm.
This is because they've both been the stars of their own weight classes before. And, they've been the top dog at one point. And I think that, they're both coming off of losses. And I feel like they have some more to prove. And why not just go at it? That's just my opinion. What about you?
So for me, I'm gonna go with a fight at featherweight. I was listening to the podcast the other day that I wasn't able to be on, and I was just seeing how everything went and what all you guys were talking about. And when Garrett started talking a little bit about Volkanovski and Josh Emmett,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that fight, and I was like, well, yeah, that's okay, but say Volkanovski goes to 55, what's next for Josh Emmett? Keep in mind, 2 months ago, or roughly 2 months ago, Yair Rodriguez had a fight with Brian Ortega, which unfortunately resulted in a
Brian
win
Ortega. Yeah.
for Yair, but it was a very unsatisfactory victory for Yair Rodriguez. So why not make an interim title match, or if Volk makes the decision to go up, it'll be it'll be for the vacated belt. Make Yair and Josh Emmett. Obviously, we know that Holloway is going to be back. Without Volkanovski, 9 times out of 10, people would pick for Max Holloway to be the champion at 145.
Yeah.
But let's get some new blood up there. I mean, to my knowledge, Josh Emmett nor Yair Rodriguez have ever fought for an undisputed UFC title. And I feel like it'd be good for the company, it'd be good for the promotion, it'd be good for them too. I mean, give them some maybe a co-main event on a pay-per-view card, or I mean, get them on one of those cards at the latter point of the year. I mean, put it somewhere. I think that they both deserve it. So that's what I'm going to go with: Rodriguez and Josh Emmett.
All right. I like him. I like these picks. They're really good.
Absolutely. But well, do you want to roll into our um projections for this weekend, UFC 279?
Yeah, how are we doing it this time? Are we going through the whole main card, unlike last time with me and Garrett? I guess that's how it works when it's a fight night instead of a.
Yeah,
All right, we'll go.
we'll go through the whole main card.
All right, I'll go first. So first matchup, I already he's the underdog, but at the same time, I was talking about him earlier. I thought he's extremely explosive. I was watching his highlights the other day. I want Johnny Walker over how do you say his last name? Cute Laba?
Udalaba, I
Cute
believe.
Laba. Yes. I want Johnny Walker over him. And then we move on to women's bantamweight. This is the match number 4. And I'm going to stay safe here. I'm going to say Irene Aldana. She is she's projected to win, but I don't care. I'm sticking with that. I feel like Mexico's on a very big hot streak right now, especially with Moreno hyping that place up. I feel like they might have a little bit of leadway right there. Next, unfortunately, this one's hard. This one's really hard, but it's catch weight. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Daniel Rodriguez. I know all my friends love Kevin Holland. I know Neebs, if when he watches this, he's gonna start punching air. But I think Daniel Rodriguez has got this one. I don't really. I just have that feeling. So we're gonna go to the co-main event, which is what we were already talking about what, 2 podcasts ago. Or maybe it was 3. I'm not sure. Oh well, we were talking about legends getting beat by really good with like upcoming fighters. Talking about Tony Ferguson and Lee Jingliang.
Yeah, Li Jingliang.
Yes. So the reason why I find this hard, but I'm gonna have to go with uh, my dude Lee, because I don't know if Tony Ferguson's got that confidence he once did. I don't know if he's got that physicality. He's literally. I know at one point he was ranked whatever in lightweight, but now you're talking a different weight class. He's going up fighting straight up the number 15-pound fighter. So I've got Lee. Um, I'm gonna take him in like some kind of dumb KO in the third round. In the
Some
third round.
early stoppage or
Yeah, it'll be a TKO. It ain't gonna be like some knockout like Michael Chandler did on him, but I think it's gonna be some kind of TKO, and I think Lee's gonna pull out with the win. And then we get to the main event, and yeah, I mean, I said it, I've been wrong once about landslide fights. All right, I got Leon Edwards and Usman wrong, but everybody got that damn fight wrong. I mean, come on. But I mean, this is ridiculous. This damn odd. We've got a minus 1100 for Khamzat Chimaev, and I say you hammer that damn thing because I think that's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I love my dude Nate, but he ain't got it like when he once has. I know that he's almost beaten Leon in the past, and that wasn't that long ago. But I just don't think I just don't. I'm wishing for a Cinderella story, but I don't think he's going to be riding out of here in a carriage, all happy. So,
All right, well, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Ours is a little bit different. So before we get into the main card, I want to talk about somebody that we were supposed to be talking about earlier on the podcast, but completely slipped our mind. Jailton Almeida,
yes,
heavyweight on the prelims. I don't think he's the feature. He's not the feature prelim, but he is technically what it's called, the co-main of the prelims. But this guy's an animal. And he looks like a middleweight.
mm-hmm.
Dude has a six pack. He's ripped. I mean, and he can wrestle. He can grapple, and he's got that power. Everybody needs to tune in to Jailton Almeida on Saturday night because he's going to be
That's number 7.
He's going to be exciting. And yes, big favorite, but he finally gets to shine on the big pay-per-view card. And
He's fighting an undefeated fighter too from Sweden.
Yes, he is, absolutely. But I want to throw that in. That's going to be one of my locks is Jailton Almeida. Maybe by first round submission. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let's get into the pay-per-view. I'm going to start out. So, Johnny Walker and Ion Cutelaba. I've seen both of these guys fight, and I don't like either of them and the way that they fight. Okay. I saw Johnny Walker get knocked out by Jamal Hill, but I've watched that fight. I've watched that knockout over about 20 times, and it seems like then again, I've never been hit that hard in the head, but it seems like it barely grazed him, and you saw that man just hands up, back onto the cage, and then Cutelaba fought Magomed Ankalaev, I believe it was, and it was kind of a controversial TKO. He was waving his head back and forth while they were swinging and banging, and the ref caught it, and he was like, I didn't mean, dude. If your head is like this, I don't care if you're weaving back and forth. If you've gotten hit 26 times in the head and you're weaving back and forth and your eyes are halfway in the back of your head, chances are you're about to get knocked the fuck out. So I don't understand why he's making excuses for that. So I think I'm going to go with Cutelaba on this one. I don't know. I just feel like he's a little bit fresher. I think that Walker's the next fighter to probably be seeing a contract from Bellator. But I mean, then again, good career for Walker. He's been a contender, and I like the way he fights, but I don't know. I don't know if I can pick somebody after something that brutal against Jamal Hill, which I know Jamal Hill has power, but I didn't like that at all. Up next, Macy Chiasson and Irene Aldana. I've been on an Aldana kick, I think, since my freshman year of college, which was 2019 and 2020. And Aldana can fight. And I haven't really looked into this fight that much, but I'm gonna have to go with Aldana. It's gonna be close, let's say a decision. But after watching Aldana fight against Holly Holm, I thought that it was she showed a lot of true heart there, and I'm gonna have to go with Aldana on that one. Like I said, it'll be a pretty good fight, but I don't know. I just can't root against her. Then we got Kevin Holland and Daniel Rodriguez. I'm actually gonna flip the script on this one. I'm going Kevin Holland at catchweight, 100%. I'm even gonna call it. It's gonna be. I'm gonna say a second round submission. Second round submission for Kevin Holland at catchweight. Not really having that hard of a training camp as far as weight cut goes. He's not having to cut down to 170. I can't remember what they're fighting at, like a 178 or something, 180. I can't remember what it is, but something in that vicinity. So yes, Daniel Rodriguez, he's no slouch, nothing to like overlook for sure. But I don't think that he can beat Kevin Holland, especially whenever he doesn't have such a grueling weight cut down to 170. Because you got to remember, Holland used to wrestle at 85, and then he cut down to 170, and he's looked phenomenal there. So who knows? We'll see if he's still as quick as at this catch weight, or if maybe he should stay at 170. Who knows? It's kind of a judgment fight for Kevin Holland. But I'm going to go with Kevin Holland for second round submission. Rear naked choke, darts choke, whatever. Next up, Li Jingliang, Tony Ferguson. Up until you were giving your pick, I was leaning Tony. I don't know, man. It's just it's hard not to root for this guy.
I know it is.
And it sucks that the promotion and UFC is doing this to us because I mean we just want to see the guy win. Like you said, we want to see him go out with a bang and with a positive note because he has had such a successful career. But man, I can see something like after him getting knocked out that bad against Michael Chandler, I could see the referee just stopping it early. Maybe him getting knocked down, or you know how he was against Justin Gaethje.
Mm-hmm.
He was throwing sand at him. There's no sand in an octagon. I mean, he was definitely in another dimension. I mean, he throws sand at people after being hit. He don't even know where he's at half the time. So I'm gonna probably go Li Jingliang, like you said, probably a stoppage. I don't see this going to decision. And Li Jingliang has tremendous knockout power, and I'm gonna have to go Li Jingliang here. Nathan Diaz and Hamzat Chimaev. This is a tough one, and I'll tell you why it's tough. So when this fight was booked, even before it was booked, it was announced, and I was like, "It's not signed yet. Don't get your hopes up." And then it got signed, and I was like, "Why? Like, why is this fight getting signed?" I understand that Gilbert Burns has some power and he can fight, but that was a 3-round fight.
This is gonna be
That was a
5.
15-minute fight. This is a 25-minute fight with the king of 25-minute fights. I mean, I bet that Nate would want an hour fight if he could, and he'd stand in there, and as long as he could smoke a blunt in between each round, he'd be just fine. So it's tough. It is. I don't really like the gestures that Nate's putting out this week. Before he's kind of just like, F this, I don't want to be here. Like
That sounds like it just doesn't really care about.
that's what I'm saying. But then again, he's like, I'm gonna knock him out. So I don't know. I don't see him knocking him out. If anything, if I don't know. To hell with it. Give me Nate 5th-round submission. That's what I'm gonna go with. Give me
All right.
Nathan Diaz 5th-round
We'll
submission.
see then. We'll see. I'm hoping you're correct. I
I
hope
know
I'm
I'm gonna
wrong.
be. I know I'm gonna be eating my words when we do this podcast next week. But man, it's just why
No,
not?
I hope I'm incorrect. I want Nate Diaz to win. I don't know. Either people want it's crappy because people are on this Kamzat train, which I've never been, and you know this, but
I
that's
am, and
okay.
I'm on the
A lot
top.
of people are on this Kamzat train, but everybody has to like Nate Diaz. You can't not like you can't dislike this guy, all right? And that's just how it is. So I feel like we're kind of like we have one good guy and another good guy, even though this good guy's kind of like a bad guy. But we've got these two guys who are very likable and they're gonna go at it. And so people just have to choose sides.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely crazy. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm excited for it. We've also got the Marshall Notre Dame game
Oh yes.
on here, so on
Give me the
Saturday.
herd by 60.
So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good Saturday, and I'm excited for it. But well, you have anything else for the crew before we head out?
I think we're good, man. Those pretty good. Good to have you back finally.
Absolutely. Well, hey guys, I appreciate you guys for joining. Another episode. We're gonna keep it rolling here early next week. Be watching our Twitter because we have a big announcement coming up. Probably I'd say Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So I'm sure that I hope a lot of you guys are excited for that. So tune into that. And yeah, we're really excited for it. And let us know your guys' picks down in the comment section below. And
You got cum shot or Nate Diaz.
make sure to follow our Twitter FRNT Kick Fantasy, or follow us on YouTube or subscribe to us on YouTube at Front Kick Fantasy Podcast. The just the outpouring support, and the following we've been getting is just awesome. And I hope to see you guys just keep on continuing to support us because we love it. And but yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
All right, guys. See you guys later next week. Boom,
Yes,
boom, boom,
sir. See
boom.
y'all.